Hi everyone. So we're going to look at really fast ways to decrease by a certain percentage in this lesson. So I've used some quite random numbers. That's on purpose because I want us to do this using a calculator and using a method that uses multipliers. Okay, so we're just going to look at decreasing now. I'm going to do a separate video for increasing so you can look at whichever one you need when you need it. So the first question I've got here, decrease 67 by 94%. Okay, I'm going to just take a couple of little notes off to the side here. Now, if you're taking 94% off something, you're actually leaving so many percent on. Okay, so if I'm taking 94% off, I'm actually leaving 6% on. Okay, and hopefully you can see where that comes from because, of course, percentages add up to 100. So what I've actually done is 100 subtract 94, which is 6, okay, and that's leaving me that I'm actually, for example, if this was money, okay, and I'm taking 94% off £67, I'm actually only paying for 6%, okay. So that's the first step. We need to find out what percentage we actually want to be left with, and we're going to be left with 6% here. That's important. Okay, 6%. So then we take the step to turn that into a multiplier, okay? And just to remind you, a multiplier is the decimal by which we would multiply by to get that percentage, okay? So all we need to do for this case here is we want to turn our 6% into a decimal to make it into our multiplier, okay? Now 6% into a decimal, remember to turn a percentage into a decimal, we divide by 100. Okay, so we're going to do 6 divided by 100, which gives us 0.06. Be really careful that you don't write 0.6 for that. Okay, really easy mistake to make. That would be 60%. Okay, so our multiplier is 0.06. And once we know our multiplier, it's brilliant, I love these, okay. All we need to do is to do our amount, 67, and multiply it by the multiplier. So in this case here we're going to do 67 multiplied by 0.06, and that will leave us with, calculate that, 67 multiplied by 0.06, 4.02. Okay, and there's our answer. So where you might have, certainly with a non-calculator method, you'd probably find out, you know, what 94% was and then subtract it. This misses out all of those middle steps, okay, it saves loads of time. So we're going to do another one. Decrease 28 by 43%. So the first step is to figure out how much percentage we actually want to keep. So we're going to do our 100 subtract 43, okay, which is 57% that we're going to pay for. And the multiplier for that, 57%, is 0.57. okay, we've just divided it by 100. Really quick and easy to do those once you get into the hang of them. Okay, you don't actually need to write all of this out every time. So once we've done that, then we just multiply our value here, 28, by our multiplier, 0.57. So we get 28 multiplied by 0.57, which is 15.96. Okay, and then just check, does it look reasonable? 43% is, it's creeping up to half, isn't it? And 15, let's call it 16 for while we're just checking it's appropriate. Yeah, it's nearly half of 28, it's not quite there, which is, you know, it's a sensible answer, okay? And that's really important, you always check it's sensible. Okay, this time we're going to decrease 9 by 1%, okay? So again, we're going to do 100 subtract 1, which is 99%. Okay, we want to keep 99. And as a multiplier, that is 0.99. So we're going to do 9, our original amount, multiplied by our multiplier, 0.99. Lots of 9s in this question. So 9 multiplied by 0.99, which is 8.91. And there's your final answer for that one. Okay, so you've got your final answers. There we are for those 3 questions are here. and that's why I've picked out some unusual numbers, because sometimes you'll get decimals, that's okay, and it's to kind of discourage you from trying to do this without a calculator, because right now I want you to practice using the calculator, because it can save you a lot of time. There are times obviously where we need to not use where we need to do these without a calculator, but you wouldn't get such unpleasant numbers as these, okay, in that situation. Okay, right, I'm going to do another separate video on how to increase. It's a similar method, but there's an extra trick in there to consider.